That's our ship!
Emergency message. Outbreak of the deadly virus is spreading rapidly.
A virus?
Worrying new challenge in efforts to contain the hantavirus.
All we want right now is to feel safe.
For now, nobody is being allowed off the boat.
All ships must remain at sea.
Have fun! My food!
It's the same disease that killed Betsy Arakawa, the wife of late actor Gene Hackman.
According to the newspaper, FEMA was called out to manage an outbreak of the hantavirus. I'm saying it wasn't the hantavirus.
They're buying it. They're buying it.
Your father and I were recruited for a project. They told us it was biological warfare or a virus. What killed those men? The silent weapon for a quiet
war. Everything is a psyop. Every single thing is a psyop. It's all a fucking the psyop. All right, psychological warfare. First, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all your brothers and a few sisters out there. Unto those like foreigners, for the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in Hebrew, which means peace. And that's the only thing that can give you some sort of foundational normacy. Because everything that's around us makes no sense at all. And even what we believe in, people question it. But that's okay, because the scriptures alone is undefeated. Everything else around us is just a goddamn lie. All right? It's a lie, and everybody is a part of that lie, unbeknownst to them. And until this fucking pathetic show, this is the C movie. The last pandemic was a B movie. This is a C movie. I think the first one had to be 9/11. That was like good quality because it got everybody. It got everybody. But this, the last one was a B movie. You can see everything right through it. This has got to be like a C. Now, what I mean by those letters, when I watch, even in the 80s, the 80s was kind of strange because the 80s had there was a lot of movies. A lot of movies didn't make to the theaters. And I come to find out that was also like in the 70s as well, but I just only could tell you about the 80s. So the movies in the 80s like didn't make the theater, and you had like low budget movie what's it not movie? Yeah, movie productions. So they will go out there and you might see one movie in the mainstream like out there, and then the same year you might see a similar movie, like everybody knows this, a similar movie that's like that first movie, but it's just so cheesy. Like sometimes you can see the mic on the movie, like the jump skips and all this other shit, and so it is a B movie. It's not the best quality, but it's a movie. It's watchable. It could be entertaining. It might be scary. Well, it may be supposed to be scary, but it's not scary because everybody's like, this movie, you just stop laughing because it was trying to be real, but it's not. So that's what you call a B movie. A C movie, I just made that up, because because I don't think there's ever been a horrible movie like that. But this is the quality of a horrible movie that's being played over and over again. All right, you had movies that had sequels. The first one normally good, the second one not that good, and the third one is like god awful. It could be one of those god awful movies. The point of the matter is everybody's mind is being thrown all over the place. All right, the majority of people out there is caught up in this web of lies, and the web of lies that they've been caught up is it didn't happen overnight. It was a buildup. All right, it was an actual buildup, and the biggest people that catches it the worst of the lie is the Lord's chosen people, because at the end of the day, that's really you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the only one that really matters. But the Lord knew 2/3 of you ain't gonna get it. So you're gonna get caught up with the madness because back in the days, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native, they was always on, not always on point, but they was always knowing that the man, they used to call him back in the days, the people that's in power never had their best interests. And those that believe in the system was far and few many. It wasn't that many that was believing in the system. But the majority of you believe in the system. You believe in the web of lies that you've been taught. And what proved it back in 2020, or 2019, 2020, a lot of you decided to go with what they was telling you, and you got that you know what. So now, here it is, right in front of your face, part two. The same way they did it the last time. The last time they did it, they said it was a thing that was going on in China. Then it started popping up all over the world. And there was a cruise that was coming to the United States, and that was the cause of it. And then the cruise now, all of a sudden, is saying it's two people. Then two people becomes 12 people. Then the number keeps going on and on. And then it went from, I forgot what it was, in Florida, maybe, I'm not too sure, I can't remember. And then all of a sudden, people from Texas, California, it just jumped in there, New Jersey. So it's starting to jump all over the block, yeah. Hold on. This happens sometimes. All this stuff that we are able to do, able to speak now and forever, not hold our peace. Soon we won't be able to say a damn thing because our mouths will be shut. Access to everything to let out is gonna be taken. The last time it was the Democrats, this time it's the Republicans under their watch. So things are about to get very interesting. Second Timothy's 2:11 says at least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So we know the protocol. We all know by now on Earth who's responsible for these things. It's no more secret. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's just facts. The elites hard on is to depop majority of the people on the planet Earth by any means necessary. If they gotta use dirty biological warfare, that's what they're gonna use. If they gotta use World War III, that's what they're gonna use. Matter of fact, if they want to use alien attack, that's what they're gonna use. They're using everything under the sun. And this is not for the Epstein list to cover up the Epstein list. The Epstein list, that ship sailed long ago. What's really going on is the distraction from the actual system that is built, which is that RFID microchip system, the B system. That is the main thing because World War III is going to happen regardless. And as we can feel it, we can see it, it affects here not right away. It will affect, but not right away. But this RFID microchip, that's going to affect right in everybody's face. All right. So enough is enough. We see right through the bullshit. We can see right through the things that they're selling, and what they're selling is more fair. And this might be it. This literally might be the one that takes out a lot of people. For all we know, we are in the last minutes of the last minutes of the last days. All right, we don't have months. I'm sorry, we have months. We don't have years left. One way or another, they're gonna try to get their 2030 agenda fully implemented. 250 years of the Illuminati has passed. All right, which was the birth of all this madness was going on right now, and is gonna lead to 250 years of this bullshit. And they want to take this thing to the next level. And that doesn't mean that means a lot of people ain't gonna make it. Just being realistic. All right. They are responsible for everything that goes wrong in this world, and they're gonna be responsible for all the stuff that's gonna take place. It's not gonna be no imaginary anything. The finger pointing is on them. What I mean by them, I'm talking about Esau Edom, who is the Lord's sword. All right. Psalms 17 and 13. It says, "Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword." So this is the wicked. All right. These are the evildoers on the planet Earth, the ungodly. There's no more a secret. It's not hitting no more. You know, you could paint it, you could put lipsticks on a pig, it's still a pig. You could try to dress up a devil, a Edomite, and try to make him humane. He's still an Edomite in his core value. And they are bringing more than this pain. They're bringing misery, sorrow, you name it, they're bringing it. And this next few events is a tall tale of how things is going to turn out. And things are not going to turn out for the betterment for the majority of the people that's the Lord is not dealing with. This is the time of picking right. This is the time of getting yourself correct in the sight of the Lord. Because this sword, oh yeah, he's doing a number. And the fair campaign just goes on. And everybody has every right to be upset. Everybody has the right to not to believe any bullshit that they coming out their mouth. Everybody has their rights. But the question is not the no longer if you believe or whatever they say is bullshit or not. Nothing can be done. And there's nothing that can be done. You riot, they got you. Checkmate. Martial law. You don't riot, checkmate. They got you. Martial law. All right, no matter what you do, they got you. And when I mean you, I'm talking about every single last person. All right, this is their ultimate plan. Their plan is to sow in the chaos, sow in all this madness on the earth, and then for everybody to believe their bullshit that they have the solution to that problem. That's all they ever did. All right, they present a problem, they come up with the solution, knowing damn well hell they're the ones that caused the fucking problem. Simple things. Micah 2:1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand, which goes back to what? Their blessing. All right. This was his blessing. And his whole thing is about deception. By deceive by any means. It's not just a small hat wearing slogan. It's all Edomites because they're all the same people. That's why it says right here, Psalms 58:3 says, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. So they mastered the art of lies. All right. Is it to the point where you call them a liar and they know they're liars, but they got the gall and the balls to act as if they never said a fucking lie. They believe their own lies because it was raised that way. It was created that way. This whole narrative was being seen, was being shown, is them lying to the face of millions of people. To them, that's second nature. All right. And as much as what you call it, the hats that wear the small hats try to differentiate differentiate themselves from the rest, they are all the same people. They do the same goddamn things. All right. It says their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stomp of an ear, which will not hearken to the voice of the charmers, charming never so wisely, which are us. They're not dancing to our tune of the truth, but they soon going to be dancing. All right, you people are going to be dancing. You're going to be moonwalking. You're going to be running all over the fucking goddamn place because it's going to be so horrific that's going to take place. This literally might be it. And reason why is the way the stage is being set. Also, all of us is kind of speaking the same. So the spirit could be like, yeah, this could be it. All right. This summer could be the last decent summer. Oh, there was a Netflix show called Black Summer. It was fire too. It was good. Called Black Summer. That was a good good couple of episodes. All right. But it says break their teeth, O Lord, or Yahweh, in their mouth. Teeth is synonymous with what? Animals' power. All right. Some animals have paws. Some animals don't have paws. Some animals just have teeth. And their teeth is to defend themselves. Their teeth is to hunt. So without their teeth, they're, uh, 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 um, I'll use a wolf because I'm thinking of a kung fu movie. Hey, what was that movie called again? Shit. It was fire too. Was it 10 something? Whatever. And it It was Gordon Liu in there. I think it was called the Invincible 10 Poses, but it was fire. It was fire. One of the best movie of all times. But he had brothers. I think there were 10 of them. It was like fifth brother, seventh brother. You know how kung fu movies are. It's gonna come to me. The name of the movie, and all his entire family died except for his sisters because they wasn't in the battlefield. And then he ended up going to go become a Shaolin monk. And as a monk, he was trained, but he trained intensely. Like everything that he did was intense. And one of the main things that they was trying to teach in the Shaolin Temple is not to kill, right? They don't kill. So he figured out how to harm a beast or a person without actually killing them. And one of the main things that he learned how to harm someone and they will not fight back again by busting their teeth. All right, I forgot that. No, Shaolin Invincible Pole. No, no, no. It's gonna hit me. It's one of my favorite. Oh, Eight Pole Diagram. That's what it is. Check that movie out if y'all brothers into that. Eight Pole Diagram with Gordon Liu and what's this guy name that he died? Alexander something. But that's like 70 something. That was a fire. One of the best. So what? So he ended up doing. He was a Shaolin monk, and he ended up beating the shit out of his enemies, but he's busting their teeth. And once they bust their teeth, and they we were all screaming like, "Oh!" And they couldn't fight. They couldn't fight back because they don't have the power. So the Lord's gonna bust Esau's teeth. He's gonna break this man down. He can't gum you to death. All right. So the teeth represent what? His power, his army, his military might, military presence. The Lord's about to take all that shit. It says, "Break their teeth, O Yahweh, in their mouth. Break out the great teeth of the young lions, O Lord." And a lion is at his greatest state after the nomad period. All right, I'm dropping gems on you. The nomad period is once they get kicked out, whatever pride they in, and they go into the wilderness. And when they go into the wilderness, which meaning it's not they go into a forest, they're just being cast out. Either their father, most likely their father kicked them out, and they got to go out there and prove their own self. It's a rite of passage. So normally a young lion would come back. When he come out of there, he get with other male lions or he comes out. He's wrecking shit, and he's not gonna go back to his home pride. He's going to another pride, and he's gonna take whoever pride that is. He's gonna take that shit. So this is why when the scripture speaks of a young lion, it speaks of a young lion that's in great power because they're basically invincible at that period. Is nothing gets in their way. Anything that gets in their way gets devoured and destroyed. That's the most fierce. So Esau right now, you see Trump talking about military. I think today I'm this on Friday. I think I seen him talking about the Navy, how they making new ships. They're not made out of aluminum, they made out of steel. And you could see why, then the show there was a admiral or general, whatever, was basically saying that basically don't be surprised if those military ships, Navy ships, gets destroyed in the Gulf, gets wiped out, and they already have new ships on the making. So Esau's military might is as a young lion, but the Lord is like David was like, break it, destroyed them. All right. It says, let them melt as waters which run continually. And what's going to melt them? ICBM nuclear missiles. When he bendeth his bow to shoot his arrow, let them be cut in pieces. And it's to the extreme level. Everything that Esau is doing, all these lies that's fabricated and controlling, and like I said in the last show, um, everything that they do it because one, that's their destiny to do it, and that's they following the will of the Lord. All right, that's one of the main. That's the main thing. They just following. They just doing the Lord's bidding, and they in their mind they believe that they're doing their own thing. But all this is leading to that world war. All this is leading to them making several mistakes in every step that they're doing. This is why everybody can read their moves before they even make those moves. And nobody's really moved by what they're planning because you can see right through them. But with the arrogance of Esau, the pride of Esau, and the handful of people that he still having under control, his pride has completely deceived him. All right. So the Lord is going to take it to that level through it because of his lies, because of all the shit that he has done on the earth. He's going to pay a hefty price. So all this right now, everything that we've seen is all part of the ultimate play. Okay? And these mother effers are just trying their best to push their agenda because they think that they're going to rule forever. All right? And they playing a role, like I said, I did in the last show. I don't remember. Revelation 6 and I started at 4. It says, and they went out another horse that was red, and power was given unto him, which is talking about Esau. Red horse means power. All right. Red horse was Esau. Esau was born red. Okay. The power was given unto him because he was given the blessing. Now, if you don't believe anything that where it was broken down, what power was given unto them? Where in the scriptures it tell you about that? But it speaks of Esau, Edom, all right, born red, and he was blessed with the sword. So that there you go. All right, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. It says, and power was given unto him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. And that's exactly what they have done. Oh, there was a photo, one of the brothers put it in the chat, and it shows a picture of somebody, and they say like a honey, like, no, sorry, they was rejecting shit. And one of the reject thing is the people that wear the small hats. They reject peace. They're like vampires is allergic to the cross or garlic. Well, the people that wear the small hats are allergic to peace. They just war all the time. Even when there's supposed to be a goddamn ceasefire, they're gonna find another target. Okay, we can't attack this country. This is going to attack somebody else. All right. This them fulfilling this and them fulfilling everything. It says from the earth and they that and they sorry and that they shall kill one another and given and is given and there was given unto him a great sword, and that great sword is his ICBM nuclear missiles. That's not a light thing. It wasn't created to just be on put in a museum. It was created to be used. All right, a Pacific day, a Pacific time, Pacific month, a Pacific year, and we coming up in that time. So much shit going on. There's too many things is going on. All right. It says, and when he had opened the third seal, these are talking about all the events. Who's responsible for the event? We always skip 6 and 2 because it's talking about the conquering um, horse, the white horse, which is synonymous with Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai with a word, and because Jesus, he's coming back to take down all these things that they have put. And all these things they have put is them the responsible for that. This is the reason why they have um, the World Health Organization, central the Central of Disease Control. All right, all these different things, and in Ukraine, it seems like it's more and more. It's true. They had labs over there, labs that was creating some biological warfare. So it wasn't by accident that they they have try to control the narrative as if they were so innocent. Okay, this germ warfare, biological warfare, has always been part of this man's protocol. It's nothing new. So when these scriptures come to mind, they come in to tell us all these events that's happening is because of these people. It says, and the third beast said, "Come and see." And behold, lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balance in his hand, which is going to go into famine. Okay. It says, and I heard a voice in the midst of four beasts, which is going to, hold on, we keep going. This is going to famine right here, saying, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. Penny is what? A day's wage in the ancient world. So the day's wage of today, which they would consider, they would call it a penny, but that can't be called a penny no more because they devalue the name of a penny. But a day's wages would have to buy you food for the day. Just like how you go to the job site, you got lunch. Like you may have you go there, eat in the morning, but you have lunch, right? And in your lunch, you you could bring your food. Most likely, at lunch, you buy food, depending where you at. If you buy food that day, that's what considered to be a penny, because it's about what you the money that is worth. I say it like that because I speak at a construction. Everybody in construction could tell you spend mad money when you outside because most construction sites don't have stores or anything that. So you spend a lot of money just on lunch alone, especially in New York City. Forget about it. Manhattan prices are ridiculous, but it's gonna get to the very point where everybody's gonna be working, and that day that they, because you're supposed to get paid every single day, not every week, not every 2 weeks, every day. That day that you work is going to be worth of the food that you have. Okay, and that food is going to carry off for the whole day, which is until it's hyperinflation. And with all these gas prices going up and these people responsible for it, it's not that far fetched any longer. All right, it's not that far fetched at all. Okay, so yeah, you could go get a bag of bread It's probably gonna cost like $20 or more because things about to get real bad. The Straits of Hormuz being closed and the global trade and everything, and they're saying basically by June, especially by 4th of July, gas is not gonna be is gonna be astronomical. Which they're trying to get a lockdown, an economic lockdown on energy. Plus now they throwing in the pestilence, all right, as a caveat. Like here's your here's your pestilence to add to everything else that's going on. But I add no rescue. People that rely on public assistance and all this other shit about to get cut off for the most minute thing. Ain't no jobs. All right, no job growth. People getting laid off right and left. That was all part of the big beautiful bill. Okay, and then all this is going to equal to hyperinflation, not regular inflation, hyperinflation. So you're gonna have to whatever you work that day is going to be the work of that meal for the day. Okay, and it's not that far fetched. It's not that far. It's not. It's right around the corner. It makes perfect sense now. Before it didn't make sense. Now it makes perfect sense. It says, and a measure for wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see that thou hurt not the oil and the wine. And that is talking about this word. Don't hurt this word, all right? Because this is why we live by. Like the scripture says, man should not live by any bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out the Lord of the mouth of the Lord. So the scriptures is what keeps us up. Expect miracles to take place. Expect to be put in a dire situation and the Lord getting you out there, getting you out of that situation immediately. All right. Things are speeding up. Anybody that says anything towards you in a negative fashion, expect judgment. All right. Judgment is on his way. Heavy judgment. And it says, and when he heard the fourth when he opened the fourth seal, I heard a voice of the fourth beast and come and see. And I looked, behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. And power was given unto him over the fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. So death is his own spirit, and Esau is bringing it in. Okay, so all things is gonna cross your dots and circle your eyes and whatever you want to call it, because everything's in me covered. These devils are bringing all hell on this earth, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be against them as well. Okay, Job 5:12. It says, "Yet he disappointed the device of the crafty, so that their hand cannot perform their enterprise." So he's about to disappoint them. Everything's put in motion. They've been trying to get this everything that they had 2025 agenda. They didn't live up to the hype, so now they're trying to speed up the 2030 agenda. They want to live up to that hype. All right. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward to carry headlong. It says they meet with darkness in the daytime and grope in the noonday as in the night. So this whole thing has been plotted out, planned out. Every single thing that we thinking of, has all been planned out. That's why it was on the Simpsons show. All right. That's why you seen it in the X Files. These people got balls for the things that they're doing, but the ignorance of the people has blinded them. That all the stuff that they've been telling us is for real. So this virus can lead to many biblical things that we've been wanting to happen. That means, guess what? No more getting enough to go to work. No more concern about paying bills. All right. No more worrying about what people think of you. All right. Because everybody's going to be equal. Everybody's going to be starving. Everybody's going to go at it, at each other's throat. So this is all part of their plan. Their plan was to bring in the chaos. And our job is to let the people know what's going on. All right. And it says, but he saved the poor from the sword and from the mouth of and from and from their mouth and from the hand of the mighty, which is the elites. So the Lord's so we're good no matter what we do, whatever position that the Lord put us in, we're good. We're more than good. All right. So they could bring in the same story, the same lie. It's not gonna mean anything. It's not gonna mean nothing because the simple fact is how Bashim Yahushai is going to destroy these people, use their own thing against them. Deuteronomy 30 and 7. All the curses that came upon us is on them. All right. These people are high on drugs. They trying to drink their sorrows. They're two-time losers. They crying about living poor, concerned about how Jake is surviving. Jake, Jake know how to get down. Jake know how to get down. And it's not just, oh, he could just take it because he's a Jake. Nah, there's ways around things. You know, there's a lot of ways around things. But it says, so the poor have hope and iniquity and stoppeth her mouth. Behold, happy is the man whom the Lord correcteth, and therefore despise not the chastisement of the Almighty, because we about to live a life of minimalness, right? The Lord's gonna about to minimize a lot of things in our lives. So that even people that not doing us no good, they about to get minimized real quick, especially the woman. All right. So the Lord's making us focus. All right. And if you don't have, the Lord's gonna give. And when He gives, it's gonna be different. It ain't gonna be how it once was. You gotta take them out. This that. Bet you lucky you get a drink of water in that day. But the Lord has been building us up for these days. All right. But he maketh sore and bindeth up, he woundeth, and his hands make whole. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, 7, there shall no evil touch thee. In famine shall he redeem thee, from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, thou shalt not be afraid of the destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth, for thou shalt be in league with them, and said with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be peace to be at peace with thee. So that's gonna be completely different compared to what everybody else is going. Because everybody else, they're gonna be suffering. So this is why we urge through the spirit. We have the spirit of telling the Lord, bring this place down, because this is what's going to be done on the behalf of the elect of the nation is the believers of the Lord. So all the stuff that they're doing right now, this dog and pony show, which I knew was going to move. This is all a psyop. We're back to square one again. We're back to this bullshit movie, but this is going to lead the fall of Esau for good. All right. That being said, shalom to the elect of the nations. Shalom.